Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing a bunch of discs on the channel. It is the new 2025 MVP Halloween edition, our Halloween series discs. There are 5 in total, and I am joined here with Thomas Tomaselli and Manny. We have the Proton Trail, the Particle Eclipse Fireball, the Particle Proton Insanity, Particle Eclipse Hex, and the Cosmic Neutron Ohm. They're each for different MVP sponsored players. So honestly, first impressions, I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked on how these came out. I think it's a little bit different than last year. Last year was kind of a flop, in my opinion, on some of the discs. Fission Pyro was one last year that wasn't too hot, but I'm excited to review these and see how they turn out. So first things first, probably the most hyped release is the Proton Trail. This is obviously James Conrad's Halloween series of disc. Comparative to other trails, it's a little bit stiffer, which I'm not sure if I really expected that, honestly, and it feels a little bit more stable. Profile looks pretty nice. I think it's the perfect amount of dome, so I mean, we'll see if it's stable or not. So that'll be an exciting one. Next, Eagle McMahon Cosmic Neutron Ohm. I think this will probably be the most underrated one of the bunch. I feel like a lot of people don't really throw Ohm just because it's overshadowed by so many good MVP putters, like the Proxy and Envy, obviously, but feels pretty good. This one's actually a little puddled. The Particle Eclipse Hex, this feels very nice in the hand. Doesn't feel any different than the Neutron Hexes, though, or other plastic hexes I have in my shop. I'm expecting them to fly pretty well. This one is the Particle Proton Insanity. Feels like a typical Insanity, nothing too special. Slight shoulder, but no dome to it. And then we have, I think this is going to be a dark horse candidate for better disc in the Halloween edition series. Slightly domey Particle Eclipse Fireball. Not all of them turned out like this, but still it feels very good in the hand. It doesn't feel, even the other ones that were flatter didn't really feel like a typical Neutron Fireball. So really excited to try this one out, but let's pass it off, see what these guys think.
All right, Proton Trail, love the Day Glow color. I've always loved Day Glow discs. If I was to actually bag one, I'd probably consider bagging one this color. Kind of gives that Halloween kind of a vibe. Proton, as a champion equivalent C-line, whatever you want to call it, across all companies, typically molds up a little bit bigger, and I would say that rings true with this disc specifically. It feels beyond its speed, as in it feels bigger in the hand than a 10 speed. That's kind of true across the trail. Knowing that, like on the mental side, knowing that it flies so far for a 10 speed, you kind of perceive it in your bag to be farther flying. The trail for me kind of goes in and out of the bag depending on the tournament. Like I said in the past, if I was to play at elevation, I would consider throwing it for maybe like a control driver. Love the color, love the stamp. I wish I knew who actually did these artworks, but this one's fantastic. This is probably a very easy candidate to just, it's going to fly good. I mean, I don't think there's any curveballs coming with this one. The Insanity, I'm not an Insanity thrower. I have thrown the Inertia at really high elevation. In Utah, in Colorado, I've thrown the Inertia. A brand new Inertia flies fantastic. This kind of has a little bit more of a stable feel to it in general. Again, great colors. The stamp is a little bit busy for me, if I'm being honest, but it's still very, very good looking. I bet this is going to fly fantastic, but again, if you're at higher elevations, this might be a much more palatable disc, something a little bit less true to the numbers when you get at higher elevations. Also, if you're a lower arm speed, this might just be a little bit more usable for you, I would think. Hex, I mean, come on. It's one of the most reliable discs in the MVP lineup. I'm really looking for a stiffer run of Hex, if I'm being honest. I bag an Echo right now. Really pretty baby blue Echo. I really love this disc. I don't actually bag a Hex at the moment. Hex has gone in and out of my bag the hex is the kind of disc where you really want to find one that you love, and it's like an extension of yourself. I mean, it's your straight to slightly stable mid-range. I have to say this one does feel a little bit stiffer in my opinion than some of the other ones. Artwork is very cool. All these discs, by the way, the particle glow at night. If you haven't lit one up and see it at night, it looks like a starry sky. It doesn't really translate online very well. I think it's definitely worth seeing in person. It's really hard to make things, I've said this in past videos, that are original. It's really hard, and I would actually say that the particle glow from MVP, the particle eclipse, across the board is one of the most original things to come out in disc golf in a long time. The ohm, man, oh man, I bagged an ohm for a very long time when I first made the swap. If this disc was available in Electron, and I'm talking to you, MVP, I probably would bag it. I would probably putt with it as my main putter. Most of the discs in the MVP lineup are either completely beadless or have a pretty large bead on them. The Nomad has that kind of a micro bead kind of a feel to it, but it's got that puddle top. And for me, that has a little bit of a drop hyzer at the end of it, where this actually, and I have putt with my old ohm in bad weather conditions in the rain and things like that. I find that this flies very true and really nice. Again, dark horse pick. I mean, the ohm's a really great underrated disc. I think the hardest thing to do as an MVP sponsored player is pick what putter you're going to putt with, because they're all so good. So I think this is going to be a fantastic disc. Probably not even going to get enough love as it deserves. All right, we're getting down to Simon Lizotte's Screaming Head Watermelon Fireball. I have so many different fireballs that I've tried, and I have had a really tough time finding one that I love. Again, like the Hex, the kind of Fireball, Firebird, Enemy, FD3, all those kind of like extension of yourself, forehand and backhand 9-speed disc. It's hard to find one that you really love. This one is a little bit on the domier side, which will have a little bit of a different characteristic, kind of like a different flavor of a 9-speed. But I'm definitely open to continually trying fireballs. Honestly, a lot of them are just too stable, in my opinion. I mean, they're just really, really high-level discs. That doesn't mean that they don't have a spot in the bag, but maybe this one will be a little bit more forgiving. Really cool stamp. Again, it's got that glow, that night sky kind of a look. Looking forward to honestly throwing all these. I think this is one of the best arrangements of Halloween discs ever. So that's that.
For those of you that are new to the channel, we basically just talked about the discs, obviously, huge yap session, but we're going to throw them. And funny enough, we all actually throw quite differently. I mean, I guess that's expected, but so you guys can get different interpretations of how the disc flies and see which one's right for you, or if you're interested in one. So let's get straight to it. All right. I'm going first. I'm going to test all these discs in order of speed. So I'm going to go Ohm, Hex, Insanity, Fireball, then Trail. I'm going to throw these all about maybe 80%, maybe 70%. Just throw it. It's kind of flat hyzer. Throw it out there towards Manny. See how they react. Let's go with Ohm first. Slide hyzer. Oh my gosh, that thing's got glide. We're throwing into a slight right to left. Thing flew pretty neutral, I think. Very similar to how the flight numbers are. There's 2501, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Hex up next. This one I'm actually really excited for. Just, oh, that one might be stable. I threw it like 70-ish%. Flew very nice, but had a strong finish, I would say, at the end for a Hex. Also, it's right to left wind, like I said. But next, Insanity. A disc I don't really throw much, but I'm assuming it is pretty flippy. Maybe not, though. Same shot. Huh. Actually not as understable as I was expecting. Went similar distance to that Hex. Probably the one I'm second most excited for. Fireball. I'm going to throw this one a little bit flatter, maybe, Annie. Oh my God, that thing's so good. I think that's a good run of Fireball.
Yeah, it flew nice.
And then lastly, the Trail. I'm expecting this thing to go far, but let's see. Oh my God.
How much did you put on that?
Like 75.
Yeah, it was even a little nose up and it got some turn.
That was really surprising because that's a max weight trail. Well, let's see how Thomas throws it and Manny throws it, and we'll get back to you. Good.
All right, my turn to have some fun throwing these guys. All right, like I said, in my bag for a long time. What I was saying before was at one point I looked at my bag and it wasn't there anymore. So maybe we'll get one back in the bag. I'm going to throw Baby Heiser. Little low. Yeah, not a great first shot.
Neutral flight, though.
Neutral flight. Threw it basically flat. All right, let's throw it up in the air, actually. This is the Hex.
Oh.
I got it up in the wind a little bit. Hit the goal, what I'm aiming for, though. All right, now we're going to go Insanity. Let's try to actually get it up in the air. I'm going to put a little bit more hyzer on this one, actually throw it hard enough to try to get it to stand up. Flipped all the way up. A little bit nose up. Nice. Torque resistant. Never actually turned it. Just stood all the way up. This, I got some data points. Didn't seem super stable. So I'm going to throw it, again, Baby Heiser, nice and hard. Try not to throw it nose up. Oh, yeah. Again, hit what I'm aiming for, so that's good. Very torque resistant. I don't think you're flipping that thing over anytime. This seems super flippy from Chris throwing it. So I'm just going to throw it controlled. Again, Baby Heiser. The wind's actually kind of picking up right now, so it might kind of ride and fly kind of squirrely, but we'll see. I might have a little bit more spin on my shot. That flew pretty true. That went pretty far, too. It kind of rode the wind. The nose never got down, so it never got the wind fighting against it. So that flew nice.
All right, Thomas is about 500 feet away. All right. Oh, that's flat, but very torque resistant.
Right to left wind, but it's still good.
I like that. It just held nice and flat, and it just drifted left. It didn't want to dump.
And no dumping.
All right, Hex, flat, maybe a touch of any, but mainly Heiser.
Oh my gosh.
That's Annie, and it's fighting out.
Wow.
Oh, that was so low, too. That was
what a good shot.
That was bad. That was so low. Chris is telling me the Insanity's pretty stable. And honestly, that's nice, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it from further back.
I think Beat Up Tesla is like exactly what you're spot on.
Yeah. Beat Up Tesla, I'm going to try to hit that back goal.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, dude, that thing is crushed.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh my gosh, this guy threw it like 420.
Dude, I was a little scared. You guys may not have seen that, but there was like 2 girls running by.
Yeah.
Fireball. I heard this thing's money, so I'm going to try to push it flat.
Throw that thing hard.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's just a pushy fireball.
Nice pushy fireball. And then the grand finale, probably the most.
I'm not going to smoke this one, so I'm just going to throw it on a jump.
Just control
Thomas is
high.
already going far back. But control Heiser, nice Heiser flip.
Threw a lot of hyzer and it flipped.
Oh
up
my goodness.
Flat. Oh my gosh.
Hit him. I'm kidding. But
dude, that was like control.
Those flew amazing. Those are really good. I like the flight of each and every one of those discs.
All right, guys. Up next, I'm going to throw some sidearms. Or Manny and I actually are going to throw some sidearms. However, it'll be a good comparison because my sidearm is quite buns comparative to Manny's.
Okay, don't say that. Don't say that, dude.
Okay, I've graduated from beginner to novice level sidearm, so you can kind of get an idea of how a slower arm
You can skip a rock. Just say you can skip a rock.
I can't skip a rock, though.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm buns, so. Mega flutter, but a nice hyzer flip. All right, we're going Hex. Jeremy Colling sidearms these nice. I'm just gonna aim kind of at that tree to the best of my ability.
Yep.
And hopefully land by Thomas. This might be buns. So. Threw a lot of hyzer. Thing flipped up pretty nice though. Pretty stoked. I think Insanity will probably be the best for me based on my arm speed. I throw in the low 50s, high 40s. So let's try to get this one out of here with some hyzer.
Oh yeah.
I'm throwing a lot of hyzer and it's flipping up nicely.
Nice.
Honestly, a great beginner, novice sidearm disc for the Insanity and the Hex. This I'm gonna have to put it flat. This might get shanked, we'll see. Fireball, I'm gonna try to put this one out here a little flatter.
Well, good. Nice.
This thing was really good.
Well, those are great shots from Chris, guys. But I will be sidearming all of these and do the split grip. Shout out Mike Sell. All right.
And this will be a much better interpretation of a very good sidearm. So,
all right.
man, probably throws in the high 50s, low 60s.
All right. Little pop of hyzer, maybe flat. Oh. Okay, a little hyzer. I think started flipping up slowly. All right, Hex. Gonna go flat. See if I can maybe turn it over a little. Maybe touch a Annie.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That is really good.
This guy Jeremy Coley?
Dude. Watsonville, Jeremy Cole. The moment you've all been waiting for. Fireball, flat, touch a Annie. See this. Oh, flutter. What's coming out? Little nose up.
Honestly, it's a nice push.
Yeah, good push.
The trail, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Oh, flip up straight, gliding.
Oh my gosh, dude, that thing is bombed.
Terrific.
Thomas with the redemption on the out.
Yeah, I want to get it up in the air, actually.
Well, that thing's nice.
Flies like my old own. Great. This fireball, flat to probably Annie. I'll throw it Annie. How I'd actually throw it if I bagged it.
Slide Annie.
Yeah, slide Annie, get it out there. Man, that's a lot of fade.
Good
Controllable, though. I am rehabbing my sidearm. That's why I didn't want to throw the fireball, because the fireball I have to throw Annie. I'm just going to throw some hyzer release sidearms with these. Try to put some spin on it and try to keep it reasonably clean. Nice low speed spinny. That's what a rehabbing sidearm looks like.
It's a good flight still, though.
Yeah, it's clean. Little wobble. That's good for me. I can throw this one a little bit harder.
Oh.
It's going to hold a long turn.
Oh, came out of it, though.
Yeah. We did have that crosswind, so that's an example of the actual flight plate getting over and the wind getting under it. That's just a clean shot. It's not as far as Manny's, but it's pretty good.
All right. Well, that kind of does it for our review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll give my final thoughts of each of the discs. Very neutral flying. Kind of surprised me, the Ohm. It was a little bit more stable than expected. Honestly, a great flying disc. Literal to the flight numbers, it is a slower flying proxy. It's slightly more stable. On to the Hex. Flew like a typical Hex. Very nice, honestly. Gets a little bit of flip. It's not stable like that Champions Cup Particle Glow Proton one. I think it's just right. Feels great in the hand. Great disc. This Insanity, Particle Glow Proton Insanity, a little bit more stable than I expected. Although I say it's a little bit more stable than expected, but if you throw it with, if you have a high enough arm speed, it might be a little interesting with the hyzer flip. If you get it to turn, I'm not sure if it's coming back. But it's still a great disc. Definitely a good roller disc, I would assume so. Fireball, a little bit more pushy than I expected, which is honestly great. I felt like MVP was kind of missing the slot. I mean, if you find a slightly domey Fireball, I think it's like, maybe they weren't missing the slot, but I feel like the Nate Sexton Firebird is just, I mean, a disc I bag, a disc a lot of people bag, and I was expecting this to fly like it. And Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, comparative to how people throw. I would say it was pretty stable though. Not as overstable as other runs of Fireball. And lastly, the trail. Very surprising, stiffer, so it felt good on sidearm. Backhand, a lot more usable than I thought. Thought it was gonna be more overstable, but it's the trail that everyone loves, and I'm assuming this one's just gonna be as popular as the Fission, the Neutron, and any other rendition that they come out with in the future. Great disc, highly recommend any of these ones. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
I gotta say, all in all, I like each and every one of these discs. So going with the Ohm, super torque resistant. I can slam it hard flat, maybe touch it any, it just holds the line very well. Has a nice subtle fade, throwing hard flat, which is very good. I like it a lot. Hex, this thing flew like a dream. Perfect for sidearms. I felt like Jeremy Colling, even Chris said that. I don't know about Thomas. But yeah, great disc. Threw it hard flat, little Annie, and it drifted right. Came back nicely, so that's A+ right there. Insanity. I love throwing flippy stuff like this because I'm a natural hyzer thrower, and I just like hyzer flips and stuff. So yeah, this was one of my favorite ones. I didn't throw it good for sidearms, but I know if I throw a little higher, I'll get a nice flight out of it. So very good right there. And Fireball, pushy, glidey Fireball, nice overstable, 9-speed, especially with that very slight dome. Perfect. And then the trail, trail's just bomb in general. I feel like perfect 11-speed for hyzers, straight shots. 10-speed, my bad, sorry. Yeah, perfect for hyzers, straight shots, big turnover annies. I like each and every one of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say than what has already been said. I'd say that in general, the trail would be a very good run of trail just to kind of get your feet wet with. I've seen that there's been more variance in my opinion, as in some of the Neutrons have been a little bit more stable or even a little bit less stable than this one. That just might be disc to disc, but this one was pretty great. I was really happy with how not stable this one was. This is still very overstable. The disc is just extremely overstable. I mean, some of these plasma ones that I have that are puddle topped are like unthrowably overstable. So this was a very workably stable Fireball. So the rest of the discs were pretty much exactly how I thought they would fly. Again, Ohm super underrated. Be a guy who throws an Ohm. Everyone throws Envies, everyone throws Proxies. Go get an Ohm. Ohms are super underrated. We said at the beginning of the video, and I'm saying it now. So I still agree with that.
All right, so that does it for the video. And quick little thing or whatever, there is a tab on the disczone.com website with Thomas's stuff, so if you want to go check that out, link will be down in the description. You guys have probably seen it before, but what's the story behind the stamp right here, Thomas?
Oh, that is my dog Georgie. I got all these discs made. I'm getting married this year. I thought I was going to have all this time to be able to sell all of my Tour Series discs, and I don't. Getting married, you are very busy, and I'm also trying to play as many disc golf tournaments and also work a job, so be a weekend warrior at the same time. So I greatly appreciate Chris taking in my discs to sell for me, and I'd really appreciate anyone supporting me and my dog Georgie. Thank you so much.
Yes, Prism Proton Pyros, Eclipse Watts, Neutron Traces, Neutron Trails, Neutron Craves. And besides that, or if you guys want to get any of these discs, they release next Wednesday in store only for anybody that wants to come into the shop or go to a shop local to you. If you want to get them online, they come out next Friday at midnight, I believe. And if you want to pre-order them, they're still available now. You can ensure that you get one. I'm sure these things will sell out, so thanks to these guys for both coming and doing the review with me. It's always a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to support Thomas, you can get these discs. If you want to support Manny, go check out his Instagram. And if you want to support me, you can check out www.disczone.com. Got a bunch of stuff on there, including this stuff. That does it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.